Hello, friends. Today's lesson is going to be on international relations. I will tell you what this subject is all about, what we study here, and the most important thing what is the need for international relations? I will not answer these questions directly. Let us begin with a real life example global warming, one of the 21st century's biggest problem. It is the gradual increase in the average temperature of the earth leading to drastic climate change. Now, climate change affects every country of the world, more or less equally. So, fighting climate change or solving the problem of global warming is in the interest of every country. It is what we call a shared interest or collective interest. Now, solving a problem which is common to all, which is shared by all, has its own set of difficulties. Let us see how. One thing is clear in order to stop global warming, we have to reduce greenhouse gas emission, which is possible only when we reduce our fossil fuel consumption. Now, it is here where the problem starts coming. No country wants to reduce their fossil fuel consumption. Why? Because fossil fuel are the cheapest and the most efficient source of energy, and a country's economic and industrial growth is directly related to the use of fossil fuel. Reducing fossil fuel consumption means reducing one's economic growth. Now, is there any country in the world which chooses to reduce its economic growth? No country. Because economic development is one of the priority of every nation. It is the national interest. It is an individual interest. So, what we are seeing here is a situation where there exists a tension, a conflict between two types of interest collective interest on the one hand and individual interest on the other. Fighting global warming is a collective interest, but promoting economic growth by burning fossil fuel is an individual interest. This is just one example. There exist many examples of this type of conflicts. Now, can we say that these conflicts are the defining feature, characteristic feature of our international system? Can we? I think we can. Look at our international system. There is no world government, no central authority. Every country is free to pursue their own individual interest, and by doing so, many a time they harm the collective interest of all. So, in this anarchical world, that is a world without central authority, conflict between collective interest and individual interest is bound to happen. And it is bound to happen quite frequently. Now, resolution of these conflicts means solving these conflicts is very important. You want to know why? Let us see what happens when these conflicts are not resolved. First possibility is war. Like World War II happened because Germany, along with Italy and Japan, wanted to expand their territory by encroaching into the land of other countries. But other great powers of the world like US, France, Britain, they were against this imperialistic expansionism. So there was a conflict of interest which resulted in a war. Second possibility is a global economic depression. Take the example of 2008 economic depression. In the name of financial liberalization, US government left its bank totally unregulated. Now the banks were able to give loan to every Tom, Dick and Harry. And when the loans were not returned, the economy crashed. And the effects of this crashing economy slowly spread to the whole world. third possibility can be the global climatic catastrophe. There is no example of this because it is something which is yet to happen, and it is bound to happen if we are not able to resolve the conflict between our collective interest and individual interest. Now, it is not the case that these conflicts cannot be resolved. They are resolved. Countries of the world regularly come up with different mechanisms for resolving these conflicts. How? The answer is by constantly interacting with each other, by establishing relationship with each other. And it is this constant interaction between and among the nation. It is this relationship between and among the nation that becomes the subject matter of international relations. Now, we have arrived at the position from where we can define international relations. So, international relations can be defined as the scientific study of the relationship that countries of the world establish with each other in order to attain a common objective. I repeat, international relations can be defined as the scientific study of the relationships that countries of the world establish with each other in order to attain a common objective. This definition is called the narrow definition of international relations. Narrow because here the unit of analysis is the state or the government. But there is a broader definition of international relations too. Let us see what is that. It has been observed that the decision taken by a government in international matter are many a time influenced by factors such as multinational corporations, intergovernmental organizations like UN, WTO, IMF, and NGOs like Greenpeace. Now, these agencies, which affect the decision of a government either directly or indirectly, are called non-state actors. So, when we define international relations in broader terms, we include the importance and role played by these non-state actors within our scope of analysis. So, we saw that the nature of our international system requires countries to come together to solve their mutual or shared or collective problems. A scientific study of these interactions can help us decide the correct course of action for the countries of the world. And this is what we try to do in international relations. Thank you.